In this practical, we are going to practice data control language command or data DCL language command. These commands are used to control the access to the database by different users. So basically, these commands are used in the system where we have multiple users and multiple users are accessing the same database. So we can divide the access to the database among different users by providing them different permissions and the login credentials, etc. So in this practical we are going to practice how we can create the users in the database, and how we can drop an existing user from the database, how we can grant the permissions to the user, and how we can revoke the permissions from the user. So for each of these commands we need to connect with the system admin. So this is the first command that we need to perform, because only an admin has a permission to create a user, to drop the user, to grant the permission to the user, revoke the permissions from the user. So for every action you need to be in the admin login only, okay, or database administrator login. So firstly I have connected with the system using the database administrator password. So next I am going to create a new user, sorry, create user. Suppose I am creating the user Shilpi identified by, okay. So the user is created with the name Shilpi. Here the username is Shilpi and identified by Bagga. By identified means this is the password. So this is the password for this particular user. We can say that username, user ID is Shilpi and the password is Bagga. So likewise, we can create multiple users with their own password, and every user is going to work in their workspace only. Means it's like a folder. Suppose I have created the folder with name Shilpi, and now I can only Shilpi is only able to add files into the into that folder and use the files from that folder, okay. So this is how we can create multiple users in the system, and every user can log in by their user ID. This is the suppose user ID for this user, and this is the password for this particular user ID. So next we have to provide the permissions to the user, and the user need to connect to the system to work with their database space. So let's connect with the new user. So for that we have to add to connect to Shilpi, because new username is Shilpi and the password is Bagga. So when I try to connect to the user, newly created user, it's showing that user lacks create session privilege. Okay, so it's showing that new user lacks create session privilege. Means the user is created, but the user is not having permission to log in with the system. Okay, so log in with the database. So we have to firstly assign the connect permission, or the we have to grant the create session privilege to the user. Only then the user will be able to connect with the system, okay. For that we have the command grant, the grant particular permission to particular user, okay. So this is the command that we need to use. But before that, as I tried to connect with another user ID, so now I am no longer connected with the admin password, admin connection. So I need to connect with the admin again to grant permission to any user, to create a permission for any user, create a user, drop a user. So I need to be in the admin login. So again I am connecting with the system. Now I have to grant the permissions to create the session. So I can write grant. So this is the command to grant the permissions. So let me give some gap. Grant. So I can write create session to new user, okay. So, or I can simply write create grant connect to Shilpi. So I can use either of this privilege name. As a privilege name is create session, so I can write grant create session to username, or I can write grant connect to Shilpi. So both commands are going to have the same function, because they are granting the permission to new user to connect or log in with the system, okay, with the newly created username and password. So after running this command, the grant is succeeded because I am in the DBA login, and I have granted the permission to the new user. So let's try to connect with the new user. As here I have to write the password, that password identified by Bagga. So the password is Bagga. So I have whenever I press the after entering the password, I need to press the enter, and after that I am connected with the system. Now I am login to the system with the new user, as a new user. So after that, if we try to list the table for this particular user, select start from tab, as this is a command to list all the tables in the database. So this is showing no row selected, because the newly created user is having no tables or no object to list. Okay, so for that we can create the tables in this new user. We can modify, alter, and we can perform all the actions of the database, uh, like we were performing using the admin login. So we can do all the operations. So let's try to create a new table for this new user. So we are creating a new object in the new user. So create table. Suppose I am creating the table with name temp, serial number, of type number. Okay, so I'm getting the error because it's again the issue of privileges. Earlier, we were not having the privilege to connect with the system, or we can say that to create the session. The user was not having the permission to create the session. So this was the error. That's why we solved the problem by granting the connect permission to the new user, or we could also write grant create session to Shilpi. So after the connection permission is granted, we connected with the new user. But now if we try to create a new table in the new user, so it is showing that insufficient privilege, means you are not having the sufficient privilege permission to create a table into the for the new user. Okay, so again we have to get back to the admin or database administrator connection, so that we can grant the permission to create the table for the new user. Okay, so let's connect with the admin again. We are connected now. We can grant permission for create table for the new user, and the grant is succeeded. Okay, now one thing to consider here is that now I have granted the permission to create a table with a new user, but still if I connect with the new user and log in with the new user password, still I will not be able to create the table, because the table creation also required other resources like memory resource, processor resource. So I have just provided the permission to create the table, but I have not provided the permission to use the memory resources and other resources. Okay, so the permission is granted, so I can provide different permission one by one. So instead of providing all the permission one by one, I can directly provide all the resource permission to the new user because only providing the create table permission is not going to solve the purpose, because the user is still not having privilege to use a memory resource. So we will not be able to create the table even after login with the new user's credentials. Okay, so we need to grant the resources to the new user, only then the user will be able to create table, to use the memory resource and other resources. So let's try to grant the permission. Grant is provided, succeeded. So let's connect with the new user. Password. So here we are connected with the new user. Now we can run the create table command. So now the table is created. Let's describe the structure of the table. We can also confirm by listing the table in the database for this particular user only. So here the first table is created as temp. So this is how this particular scenario work. Means I have created a user, and the user can have different database or different list of tables for their self only. So this is how we can differentiate, or we can divide the rights of different, or the data of different users from, and provide a barrier or protection between these two users of the system. Okay, so we just created one user, and the under that user we have created one table or one object only, that is temp. So let's try to revoke the permissions. Okay, so connect. For revoking the permission, we have to again log in with the database administrator. So I am here connecting again to the system. Connected. Now we can revoke the permission. Revoke resource from username. This is the command to revoke. I also use revoke connect from Shilpi, revoke resource from Shilpi. Then the new user will not be able to connect if I revoke the connect privilege. Then if I am revoking the resource from the new user, then the new user will not be able to use the memory and other resources from the system. So here, after pressing the enter, revoke is succeeded, and the user is now no longer be able to to create more objects or more tables in in their database. So the user is able to connect to the system, but the user will not be able to perform anything. Okay, so we can also grant the permission again to the user. Grant resource to Shilpi. So this is how we can grant a particular permission. We can also grant the permission one by one, like grant, connect, create table, grant, alter table. Okay, so we can also provide the permission one by one, or we can directly use grant resource to Shilpi in this username. So this by this command, all the resources and the create, alter, update, all the permissions or all the privileges will be provided to the new user. Okay, so this is how we are going with different users. So if we want to make the new user as a database administrator, then I can use DBA. So now I am giving the DBA privileges to the new user. Grant DBA to Shilpi. So now in this case, I am providing the database administrator's permissions or privileges to the new user. Okay, so we can create, the user will be able to use the DBA's privileges, or we can also list all the privileges in one line like this, as you want. And third is DBA. Or you can also provide the grant the permissions one by one, or you can also use this command to grant all the permission at the same time if you feel like. So this is how we can provide all the permissions at the same time. So grant, connect, resource, DBA to Shilpi. Okay. Notice one thing, we are we are connecting with the database administrator because we are connected with the system only. So now we can log in with the new user, and we can create or we can perform any action from this user. As I have listed the tables for this user, as we have created only one user for this new one table for this user. So again, connecting to the database administrator or system, and let's create a new user. Create user1 identified by user1. Okay, so this time I have created a new user with the name user1 identified by user1. User1 means the password and the username are same, so user1 is provided the created with a new username as user1, and the password is also the same user1. So the user is created. So if I want to list all the users of the database system, so I have to use a command like select star from all users. So, so this command will list all the available users of the system. Here you can see the list of users. So here the users created by us are first, we created the user Shilpi, and the next user we have created is uh, created was a user one. So these are the newly created users of the system, uh, and others are the uh, previously created users. So we have created today we have created these two users, and all the users of the system can be listed uses using the command select star from all underscore users. So this will help you to view the list of users in the database system. So we can also delete any of the user if we want. Suppose I'm trying to delete the user. Let's try to delete this user one. So for that we have the command drop user1. Okay, so the user is dropped means the user is deleted from the system. Now the user will not be able to connect, or admin will not be able to grant any permission to this user because the user is deleted from the system. So let's try to list the users again. So here we are left with the newly created user is as Shilpi, and the user one is out of the list now because we have already dropped that user. Okay, now let's try to drop this user. Oh, it's showing the error that cascade must be specified to drop Shilpi because the last user that we deleted was user one. Okay, but we were having no problem while dropping this user because this user was just created using the create user command, and we had assigned no permissions to that user. Also the user is having no objects within. Okay, for example, we had not created any table for user one database. Okay, if the user is having any object, if the user is having any object, then we have to drop or we have to delete all those objects first. Only then we will be able to drop that particular user. In the case of user one, the user one was not having any object, or the user one was not logged in with user one and the password, and there were no tables for this database, user one database. So the user was easy to delete, and the drop command can be used like drop user username, and the user was deleted. But in case of another user, in this case drop user Shilpi, so because we have granted the permissions to connect to resource and DBA permissions to this user, and also we have created one object within this user's data space. Okay, so after we have created any object, any schema object, we can say that, like we had created temp, table name temp in this users database. So we will not be able to drop this user until we delete or drop the schema objects. Here in this case we had the schema objects as a temp because we had created the temp table. This is the temp table for the user Shilpi. Okay, so until or unless we drop this table, we will not be able to drop this user. Okay, so to delete, so the first option is firstly connect with the new user, drop all the objects, and then drop the user. Okay, so the first option is connect with the new user or the user you want to drop. So connect with the user, drop all the objects, and then drop the user. Okay, or the second and the best option is to use this command, drop user, username, and then simply write the cascade. So cascade means it will drop all the nested, or we can say that all the schema objects of that particular user and the user as well. So it is doing all the job, means dropping all the schema objects for that user and also dropping the user from the system. So after running this command, the user is dropped, means the user is deleted from the system. But before that, before using the cascade, we were getting the error, like the cascade must be specified to drop Shilpi because the user was having a schema object named as temp. Okay, so to delete any user that is having some or more objects, so we need to use the word cascade while dropping that user. Okay, otherwise it will show the error. Or we need to drop all the objects, schema objects, then drop the user, or the simple command is drop user and then use the word cascade along with the or after the username. Okay, so this is how we can control the system's access by creating multiple users and granting them different permissions. For example, we want to provide some users with the database permissions, database administrator permission, and some with only the connect permission, some with only the resource permission. So we have to we can manage all these things for the system if we are having multiple users in the system. So thank you and practice well for these commands.